Hi, now something a lot of people learn, a lot of books, a lot of teachers will get you to learn, is the pentatonic patterns, 2-octave pentatonic scale patterns in 5 positions on the neck. So this kind of thing where you sort of maybe in the key of A minor you'd learn this. And then you might learn this one. And then another one here, and there's 5 of these patterns. Anyway, they're good, there's nothing wrong with them, but I personally think it's much more useful and more practical and easier to learn some 1-octave patterns for pentatonic scales and for other scales as well, but we're just looking at pentatonic today, just pentatonic minor. So if I stay in the key of A minor, then rather than thinking about this whole scale pattern like this, 2 octaves, I'm just going to take the higher octave, which means I'm starting on this note, which is an A, rather than this A. I'm starting on this one. I'm just going to the next A like this. So that's the pattern we're dealing with today. Now that one there is the second pattern that I'm going to use. So I'm starting on A, going up to the next A and back down. So it should be familiar, that one, because it's part of the big pattern that you almost certainly will know, which is... So it's the higher octave of that one. Okay, so that's the second pattern. Now the first one is where we start on an A note on the 3rd string. And on the 3rd string, the A is at 2nd fret. So this pattern looks like this. And I should stress, this is exactly the same notes I just played, but in a different place. You can use those fingers, sort of 1, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. Or you could do 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Or 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3. Whichever you prefer. So that's 2 patterns. Now the next one starts with this same A note here on the 4th string, 7th fret, but with the 1st finger instead. And it goes like this. So in terms of fret numbers, it's 7, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10. Still the same notes. So I'll put all 3 together. Now you might be thinking already, what's the point of that, because they're all the same. So why bother learning these 2 new patterns when you already know the one here? And it's just because if you see people playing lead that are sort of maybe more fluent and use more of the neck than you maybe do, you might sort of wonder how they do that and how do they know, where to play. And it's just little patterns like this. By learning these, you can play up and down the whole neck in one key, just using a simple pentatonic scale, which is really what most of us use most of the time. So they're incredibly useful. You have to take my word for it if you're not sure about this. They are really useful, these. Now the next one starts on the 5th string A, which is 12th fret. And what I need to do here is play that note, go to the 4th string, play 10, 12. 3rd string's 9, 12, so I need to move back. And then a 10 on the 2nd string, which is A. That was... And then the last one, because that was number 4, number 5 starts with this same A on the 12th fret of the 5th string with the 1st finger. And you might recognise this pattern. It's the same pattern as the beginning of the one that we normally do here. So we missed off that first part to just play 1 octave. The part we missed out, it's the same pattern here. So that's almost not one you need to learn if you know the normal pattern there, because it's the same shape with your fingers. So I'm just going to go through 5 patterns again, nice and slowly. could then play the first pattern again, which started on the A here, on the third string, up an octave, which would be here. And the second one again here. I can just about get the third one again. And A is a bit of a random key I've just picked, or A minor. And it just so happens that I'm starting in what you call second position here, so I'm missing out the first fret, but starting at second fret, and I finished at 22nd, which is my highest fret. So that's covering virtually the whole neck. And if you're sort of unsure about why that's useful, I'll just, if I strum an A minor chord, then I'll just play some notes using those scale patterns, so you can see why they might be useful. On for ages, just using the pentatonic minor, just in those different places. Going across onto other strings gives you a different tone. Playing the same notes on the first and second strings will sound different to maybe the third and fourth strings higher up, because the strings have different tones. And also, importantly, you might sort of kind of wander off of the pattern slightly, maybe intentionally or by mistake, and what happens will be different depending on which pattern you're using. And you can come up with some sort of interesting mistakes almost by just straying off of the pattern that you're trying to do, whether it's intentional or not. And you could hit different notes that you didn't intend to but might sound good. But importantly, the ones that you'll play naturally by where your fingers land will be different depending on which pattern you're in. That's the main reason why these are good, I think. And you can do this for any scale. So I can make other videos on the other scales if people comment and want to see those, but works for any scale. Obviously, you can just find the root note, like A, play the pattern there, get to the next one, play the pattern there, same note, different finger, play the new pattern, next string, play a pattern, same note, different finger, different position, play the pattern. And it works for any scale. So definitely something to explore if you're into expanding your lead playing and you're at the moment someone that mostly uses this block pattern. Which is perfectly good, but if you want to get out of that a little bit and expand, then these are good. Anyway, any questions, please put them in the comments. Please click like if you like this one. And if you want to see lessons on specific things like this, then let me know. Thanks.